Cameroon says Equatorial Guinea has deported several hundred Cameroonians, some of whom say they were fleeing terrorist and rebel attacks at home. The government of Equatorial Guinea says the deportees were economic migrants and is planning to deport 7,000 Cameroonians in all by the end of the year. Scores of Cameroonians applauded Monday while welcoming back at least 200 of their citizens who were deported. But the well-wishers are not happy with Equatorial Guinea's actions. Civilians shouted that by deporting Cameroonians, the oil-rich country is being indifferent to people who have rendered services as mechanics, electricians, bricklayers, miners and other types of workers. Nganang Rigobert, one of the deported Cameroonians, says he lost his teaching job in Equatorial Guinea. Nganang says he, like many Cameroonians in Equatorial Guinea, are victims of what he calls the Cameroon government's lack of interest in the plight of its citizens outside the country. He says Cameroon should have negotiated for Equatorial Guinea to give Cameroonians more time to acquire resident and work permits. Nganang said several dozen of the deported Cameroonians fled their country in part because of its ongoing separatist crisis. Others left because of Boko Haram terrorism in the north. Some deportees said they were tortured and their property looted in Equatorial Guinea. Others said they spent several nights in detention centers and were freed after agreeing to return to Cameroon unconditionally. Nuhu Bello, the most senior Cameroon government official in Ocean, the administrative unit where Campo is located, says President Paul Biya asked him to receive the deported civilians and make sure they travel to their towns and villages in peace. Bello says Cameroonians who have arrived in Campo since Friday have confirmed to government officials that they were in the neighboring state illegally. He says some of the deportees told officials their visas had expired while others acknowledged lacking travel documents when they went to Equatorial Guinea. Bello called on Cameroonians staying in Equatorial Guinea illegally to return home or risk being locked up. Earlier in October, the government of Equatorial Guinea said it would embark on a mass deportation of people living illegally in its territory. Officials said insecurity has mounted due to an influx of about 30,000 economic migrants within the past 3 years. Equatorial Guinea accused job-seeking youths, especially from Cameroon and Nigeria, of harassment, theft and armed banditry. Esumba Innocent is an economic analyst at the National University of Equatorial Guinea. He says in January 2020, the country signaled that it did not want illegal economic migrants in its territory and laid the foundation stone for construction of a border wall with Cameroon.
Esumba says in June 2020, Equatorial Guinea agreed to pause the construction of the controversial wall after Cameroon, Nigeria, Chad and Central African Republic agreed to voluntarily repatriate their citizens living in Equatorial Guinea illegally. He says people who are being deported should not ask the government of Equatorial Guinea for compensation for goods they acquired when their stay was illegal. Equatorial Guinea is a tiny Central African nation of around 1.5 million people. The International Monetary Fund reports that the nation took in approximately $45 billion in oil revenues between 2000 and 2013. Catapulting it from one of the world's poorest countries to the one with the highest per capita income on the African continent.
Guys, surely maybe someone can help me talk, but I really don't understand the basis of this deportation, where you know that people are assisting in your country, they are helping. Like, there are a lot of foreigners, Cameroon and Nigerians, that have built houses, are also helping in infrastructure in the country because Guinea Equatorial is not developed. They are also helping in infrastructure of the country. So if you ask all these people to go away without even considering that a lot of them are coming from a country that has war, for example Cameroon, there are some cities in Cameroon where you cannot even stay for 24 hours. So how can you send people back without even considering the fact that these people are coming from countries that are affected in one way or the other? In the north, in Nigeria, there are places you cannot stay for even 10 hours. So how can you not look into this and say, okay, let me consider this? It's not like they have to assist all the population, the people in the country, all the illegal immigrants in the country, but at least assist a percentage and say, okay, this is what we can do, or you create programs that can help these people to be legal. Isn't that so? When you see influx of immigrants in your country and you want everything to be in normal or in peace, don't you create programs so that people can be legal? Why would you just say, okay, we are sending everybody back? As if, it's really painful, because when we travel to other people's country, like in Europe, we travel to America, Korea, Europe, and when they want to treat us the same, or they want to treat us like foreigners, we start complaining. We say, no, this is not a law, it's not going to be so, you are being racist. Why we in our own continent, we are even more racist? Look at what is happening. We are even more racist. I don't understand. I seriously don't understand. Why can't they just create programs? This is for the part of Guinea Equatorial. Why can't they just create programs and say, okay, we will create programs to assist these people? They're not going to pay any money. The money should not come from the government, but they can assist. Maybe they can say, okay, we create this program. It's just like Morocco. Morocco got up one day and said, okay, all the black people that are traveling to Europe by foot and everything, we create program to give everybody documents. It was great program. Yeah, let them just pay just the small fee, and we let them just be legal. At first, they were not doing that in Morocco, but the king decided one day and said, okay, let's do this. Let's create a program. This is an Arab world in Africa. In Spain, there are a lot of people. Spain doesn't deport like that. Even if you are living illegally in Spain, they won't deport you. There are other programs to say, okay, engage into this program, so you can, maybe it will take you years to become legal, but okay, you just engage and you will be legal. And sometimes we go and we shout and say, no, they are being racist, this, that, you have to make me legal because the law says this. When we know very well that in our own continent we are just we are so racist. And also, let me go to the part of Cameroon. Cameroon agreed that they were going to bring all their immigrants, Cameroon, Nigeria, and Chad, Central Africa. They all agreed with Guinea Equatorial that they were going to take back all their illegal immigrants from Guinea Equatorial. They agreed. So even if Guinea Equatorial is acting this way, it's not strange, because Guinea Equatorial, their country, they are known for being violent when it comes to illegal immigrants. Their police are really very violent. But this is the fault of other African countries as well, because okay, Guinea Equatorial has made everything visa free. You can go to Guinea Equatorial visa free, just as Guinea Equatorial people can come to Cameroon or to Nigeria visa free. Everything is visa free. Okay, but you have 3 months to stay. After 3 months, when your visa expires, you need to go back to your country. If you want to enter again, you can come, but you make sure that the 3 months your visa expires, you need to go back, which is okay, which is normal, like any other country in Europe. Okay, but these people go, they don't return because they have problems. So I think that they should also consider and look into those facts. These are real. People are dying. There are wars everywhere in Africa. So if you don't consider your neighbor and say, okay, let me look into this. Then for the problem of Cameroon, Nigeria and other, why did they promise Guinea Equatorial that they were going to bring all their illegal immigrants from Guinea Equatorial, and they didn't respect it? Cameroon, of course, it is known, this country is very beautiful, trust me, but it is known for being very reluctant. They do not care about their immigrants. They do not care about Cameroonians that are out. So that's why you see Guinea Equatorial is taking these measures as well, because they also have, it is hard times. This is not a good time. It's hard times. So they're also taking measures to protect their economy, which is normal. But I think Cameroon as well, Nigeria, Chad, and Central, you guys should do something. You can't just, your immigrants are somewhere, you always abandon. This is how Cameroon is, always abandoning their citizen in another country, and they don't even care even their citizens dying. They do not care. They will say, Kita envoyé d'abord là-bas. No, at least we should try. We should try as Africans. We become one. There should be laws that should be passed that we as Africans, we can travel, and if you wish to work in another country, just like Romanians, just in Germany here, Romanians come here, they work, but they have a specific duration. When that duration it elapsed, like 3 months, they have 3 months to work and go back. When they come here, they have 3 months to work and they have to go back, given that they have an address here. Even if they have somebody who will say, okay, I'm gonna house you, no problem, they have the right to come to Germany and work, and they have the right to drive their car in Germany for 6 months before registering their car, just like any other part in the Schengen. These people created, they made free movement. They made free movement. So why is it that in our own part in Africa we are always trying to I don't know, to block things, making things difficult? It's first, these are countries that they are not even good to invest. I feel so bad. Trust me, on the part of the immigrants, I know what it means because I've been there. You know, I've traveled like that and I've been there. I know what it means. Abandoning everything that you've worked for all your life, finding yourself back in a country where nobody's gonna help you. Nobody cares. So on the part of the immigrant, trust me, I'm very, very sorry. I know what it means. But because if your own country was nice, if there wasn't any problem in your country, I wouldn't see the reason you will go to another man's country and be staying there as if it's your country forever. I know what it means. Sometimes you want to blame them, you want to blame those immigrants, but it's hard. I know what it means. If you have a family, you have to take care of your family, feed your family, and man, it's very hard out. These are hard times. So I don't think we should blame the immigrants. It's hard times. But for those who could afford it, trust me, I don't see why you go to Guinea Equatorial and after your visa or your stay elapsed, your 3 months, why shouldn't you come back to your country? You already know that this is how those people are. They are very violent. Their police are very violent. They don't consider their own brothers. People who don't consider their own brothers. Take a mic, go to Guinea Equatorial. When you ask them, que país que no te gusta? That's how they ask. Que país no te gusta? Most of them will mention African countries. Go to YouTube, you check videos. They always mention African countries when they ask them, que país no te gusta? It means that which countries don't you like? Which countries you don't like? They are always mentioning their own neighbors, their own brothers. Mental slavery. I'm sorry guys, for the part of the immigrants, I'm sorry. And if you are watching my video and you've experienced that, I'm deeply sorry. I feel your pain because I've also been there, man. You gotta, pick up, just rise up again. You will still rise up. So let's start from the base, just stay calm. Don't let it get into your head because it's nothing. Okay? So I'm sorry. On the part of Guinea Equatorial, it's not my country, but I think I also have the right to speak as an African. They have not been doing well. They have not been doing well. Ever since I was a kid, they have been known for violent brutality when it comes to illegal immigrants. Why they are in our country, in Cameroon, I always see them. You see, so I'm sorry guys, but Guinea Equatorial, if you can fix things, you have to. You don't treat your brothers like that. You don't treat your brothers like shit. Please, you have to try to fix things. create programs that can help others. Cameroon as well. I'm even talking like this. Do Cameroon have all those programs? I was one day in Yaoundé, I saw the way they were deporting immigrants. They were deporting, was it with Nigerians and Chad. I understand them. They're also taking measures because the kind of immigrants that were there, Chad people. When you also asked me when I was in Cameroon, you asked me who are the most dangerous. I will tell you Chad, Niger, those people. I will tell you they are very dangerous. Of which not all of them. So I think they have to sensitize people and try to, try to create jobs, make things to be normal. Things to be normal. The economy is very bad. You want to ship something to your country, they price you all the amount of money which they think that, I don't know. There's no law that's govern. I don't understand what is going on in the country even. So I'm just begging that, man, you guys should try to fix things. On the part of the immigrants, please try to not travel again. You already have the information of countries that are low, that you can't travel. If you have problems, if you know you're gonna have problems, try to Google, search before you travel. Don't just travel again like that. Try to know things. You have information before you travel. Don't just travel. Don't say no because my auntie, my uncle called me or my friend called me, so I'm just gonna go. No, have the information before you travel. It's just like South Africans. You don't see them traveling like that. Get the information, then you travel. On the part of Cameroon, Cameroon should fix things. They have not been doing very well. I'm not in a place to judge, but I'm also speaking as an African. So guys, I'm gonna let you be. You decide. You comment on the comment section if you have anyone who have experienced this, or what you feel about this traumatic, I don't even know how I'm gonna call this, but just comment on the comment section how you feel about this tragic news. Thank you very much.